Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me for another video. My BFF Paulette at Scrappy Tate and I are going to be doing a year-long collab. We did this about probably 3 years ago with a bunch of other crafters, and we called it Humpday Handmade just because we were doing all handmade projects on Wednesdays. We did it once a month, so this time we're going to do it every second Wednesday at about 8 a.m. is when our videos will be posted. And all of the projects that we'll be creating will be completely handmade, so you'll just need like scissors, scoreboard, just say trimmer. So I have already shared this project on Instagram. This is a candy box. I was trying to create something like a purse that you could gift candy and stuff in. This one has like some wax seals on it. I had used a 6x8 paper from my stash. This Recollections embellishment and some embellishments from my stash. And then it just has a slider box and then these two candy boxes that I also made from scratch, from hand. So that's how the box looks. I did several versions. So I have this one that has the window, and then you can use shorter paper like 6x8 or whatever. You don't need a complete 12x12 because the front, back, and the two sides are all separate pieces. And then I did one that's a complete 12x12 sleeve, so I'll leave the measurements to that as well. This is another one that I made with the window, and then it fits the same sleeve as the 12x12, so it's all the same measurements. And then I made this birthday themed one with the two little birthdays. So I'm gonna show you how to do the little candy boxes, the sleeve with the window, and I'll give you the measurements for the sleeve without the window, or you can put a window, just a 12x12 complete sheet, and then the insert box. So for this tutorial, I'm using this Valentine's Day 12x12 paper that I got from scrapbook.com the other day. I just posted a haul maybe a day or two ago. This is by Lori Whitlock. And then I'll be using some 65-pound red cardstock from Recollections. And I have the Duralar film from, I get this from Amazon. This is the .003. So this tutorial will have the one that has the front, back, and sides that are all separate pieces and the window in the front. Now, like I said, you can do the 12x12 piece and also cut your window. And for that, I just used a piece of scratch paper. I just cut, this is heavyweight cardstock, and I just cut a piece at, I think this is it's about 2 by 6 7/8. So you can go, actually it's 5 7/8, but you can go about 5 3/4 by 2 1/2. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna show you how to make is the candy boxes. I cut 2 pieces of this really cute cardstock. This is 5 1/2 by 8. All the scoring is the same, so we're going to start scoring on the 5 1/2 side. You're going to score at 1 1/4. So right here, 2 1/2, 3 3/4, or 3 3/4, and then at 5. We're going to do the same thing on the second sheet. We're going to turn to the 8 1/2 inch side. We're going to go 1 and 7. And then on the other piece, also at 1 and 7 on the 8-inch side. So then we have our film. Then we have 2 pieces for the front. If you want to do the one that has the 2 different, the sides are different and then the front is different, like this one. The 2 front pieces will be at 3 by 8, If you want to use one piece of cardstock, which is a 12 by 12, I will put the measurements down below, but it would be cut at 7 3/4 by 9 1/2, and the scores are 1 1/2, 2 1/2, 6 and 9. Like I said, I'll have that down in the description box. And then for the sides, these are cut at 2 by 8, and we're gonna score at 1/4 on both sides. So I'm just gonna put it on the 2-inch side, score at 1/4, and then I'm just gonna turn it and then score at 1/4. We're gonna do the same thing at the other piece that's 2 by 8. We got 1/4, and then again on this side at 1/4. For my insert piece, this is the slider box that goes in and out. This is cut at 5 7/8, which is 2 dashes right before the 6 on my trimmer is how I found it. And I also have this ruler with all the measurements on it, by 10 1/2, and we're just going to score at 1 1/2 on all 4 sides. So I just flip it around and go 1 1/2 on all 4 sides. Okay, so I'm going to be using my hot glue gun for this, just so it adheres well and fast. I'm going to fold on all the score lines. This is the insert box. The last one was scored, so this will be the first one that we put together. So all you want to do is cut up on your tabs. You have the 2 squares on each side. Cut up, miter, miter. And then you're gonna cut up, miter, miter, and do the same thing to the other side. Gonna cut up, miter, miter, cut up, miter, and miter. Then I'll just put glue on my tabs and put the box together. Just using my regular old hot glue gun. Okay, so this is the insert box or slider box. So I have my film here, and then one of the front pieces I went with the solid red. So like I said, I cut this piece at 2 1/2 by 5 3/4. You just center it. You can tape it down if you need to. Put a piece of hot glue behind it, because it's all going to be cut out anyway. Just make sure it's centered where you want it once you put it down, just to hold it in place. And then I have this finger knife, and I just cut around this piece. The thicker your cardstock, even if you want to use a piece of old chipboard or cereal box. And I wouldn't be too concerned about it being straight, because you can always embellish around it to cover any mistakes or imperfections. But it is handmade, so I wouldn't worry too much about it, because depending on who you give it to, they might just end up throwing it away anyway. So there is the window. I think it came out okay. So depending on whatever side you want to make the inside, I have my film already cut. I'm just going to put liquid adhesive around this window. I don't want to use hot glue because I'm Not sure if it'll melt the film. So I'll just go around. The window. Place my film on here. There's my film. So I'll put that to the side, let it dry a little bit. There's another piece for the back. And then I have these pieces for each side. So I'll go ahead and fold these and then put them to the side to let that dry a little bit. And then we'll just work on the candy boxes themselves. So when you fold them, they will look like this. Now all you're gonna do is take the front and back piece and glue them to the sides. But I'm gonna let that film dry a little bit and we can work on the candy boxes. So they'll be made both, you know, the same way. So I'll just show you how to create one of them. Okay, so first we're just gonna fold on all the score lines. And you have one on this end and one on this end. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is there's a 1/4 inch tab over here. I'm good for saying 1/4 inch. Let me measure it to make sure. It's a 1/2 inch. There's a 1/2 inch tab. You just want to glue it together like this. So you can put adhesive on your little tab. I'm going to use some hot glue just because it's faster for the tutorial. I normally don't craft with hot glue, but this is what you're going to end up with. So you have this score line up here. You only have one, and it is about an inch. You can fold it down once and cut at an angle to create the little grooves at the tops of the candy boxes. This little piece right here. Depending on how thick your paper is, you can fold it double like this, fold it down and cut. But I noticed when I did that, mine didn't turn out so well. So I'm only going to fold it once because I'm really not concerned if they're even or not. So be sure not to go too close to this edge. So just cut at an angle. And then do the other side. And then you'll have the diamond. And then you fold it down again and cut the diamond on this side. Making sure not to cut that center piece because that's what gives you the shape. And then that's what creates a little candy box thing at the top. So then we'll do it again. Here, here. Fold it down. Here and here. And that is what gives you your little box. Okay, so I've put both boxes together. I just did ribbon on one side because I still need to be able to put something in here. But as you can see, they fit very well into this box. And I just used some ribbon. This is from Joann's. It's Maker's Holiday. And it's red with the silver stitching. So now that this is dried a little bit, this is the front. And then this is the back, and then these are the two sides. We scored at a 1/4 inch on each side. So all we're gonna do is glue the front and back all the way around to these two pieces. I'm gonna use hot glue again so that it just dries a little faster. So there's your insert, and you put your slider box in. You have a little bit of room on each end, because what I didn't like was, like, if it's too close to the end, it would buck right here on the side and kind of peek out. So I gave it enough room to where it didn't show on either side. And of course, my hot glue. So then this is how I embellished it to make it like a little gift bag. I just glued ribbon on each side, and these are some little wax seal paper embellishments that somebody gave me to cover it up. You can do like bows or any other kind of Valentine decoration, but I love how it turned out. I do have a few more other ideas for little boxes like this. This is one that I'm working on, and these are 3x3 boxes, so I will probably share that in a, not another Humpday Handmade video, but probably a video later on this week. Be sure to go and check out to see what Paulette created. If you have any questions, leave them down below, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. I'll have all the measurements down in the description box, so be sure to check that area out. Thank you all so much for watching. Stay safe and have a great day.